Hey everybody, good evening. This is Tonetta. I'm just hopping on live. It may not be really quick, but I'm definitely hopping on live to, of course, just talk about some of the things that's going through my mind in light of all I guess the protesting and the looting and all this stuff that's going on, I guess I should say, because I'm sure everybody knows what's going on with the police killing and all these kind of things is happening. All the protests is happening, like all the cities across the U.S. and I think other countries, as far as I know, as well. But I know I've come on video several times and talked about these kind of things as well. Probably more of how I know I was probably upset. I'm trying to calm myself this time, so I won't be so upset, that kind of thing. But it's definitely upsetting to me. I guess I'd say that. My main thing with this talk, I guess I want to say, is to mainly talk about the truth in my eyes and the truth with my experiences and things that I've seen as far as all these kind of things go, as far as not just the police killings, but the killings in the black community as well, or whichever the case may be. Like I said, I just want to bring out the truth that I see as far as what's going on and what possibly could be, well, I guess no solutions today, but just what's happening, I guess what's going on in my eyes and from what I've known. Like I said, the truth to me, it just seems like every time I'm trying my best not to just make this out of black and white, that kind of thing, but that will come up in this video as well. Hey, Sharitha, thanks, sis, for tuning in. But like I said, as far as our entire history here in this country, I guess I put it that way. Like I said, it just seems like everything that we've had, for as black people have had, I guess I'd say that have been brought to this country. It just seems like a lot of things have been, well, not seen, but a lot of things were, of course, stripped from us as far as our religion that we came here with from whatever country, I guess, because we were from Africa, somewhere in Africa. So of course I'm not sure what country I'm from. I got my little ancestry test. I will do that soon and go ahead and send it off so I can find that out. But like I said, as far as our religion, as far as our language, as far as our education that we had, a lot of us were, of course, doctors, lawyers, politicians. We had our own societies over there, that kind of thing as well. And like I said, a lot of that kind of stuff was stripped. A lot of our families, of course, were broken up, were stripped as well. I guess I put it that way when we were all brought to this country, or at least most of us brought to this country. But like I said, it just seems like a lot of things were, of course, taken away. And I'm trying to see how, I guess, what to take this talk to. Is I'm trying not to get too upset about stuff. So I'm trying to, okay, so like I said, a lot of things were taken away, and it just seemed like our truth was, of course, taken out of the picture. I put it that way. We were assimilated into a culture that wasn't anything that we wanted as far as slavery went, that kind of thing, for hundreds of years ago. And coming up to today, of course, I know, of course, we have our Constitution back in 80-something. I know we, of course, didn't have any rights, I guess I put it that way, in the first Constitution. It's been rewritten, or it's been amended several times, where we do have some rights and all those kind of things, but it just seems like we just, as black folks being in this country, still don't have full rights as everybody else, it seems like. Like I said, that's just how I have always seen things, how I've always looked at things, especially when I was in school and that kind of thing, and got in trouble because I didn't respect my little teachers and that kind of thing when they were getting attitudes at me, or because I was the only little black kid in the classroom, actually in the school actually at the time. So of course I was called niggers and can I feel your hair, all this kind of stuff going on. Like I said, I had to deal with that kind of stuff as well back in most of my grade school actually, up until like the 3rd or 4th grade, I think it was. But like I said, it just seems like a lot of stuff, focusing on the truth, it just seems like us as the black people, I guess black culture, black race, whatever you want to call it, it just seems like every time that we, of course, we've been saying these things for years, as far as, I know we're all supposedly free in the country, that kind of thing, slavery's over, blah, blah, which I know that. But it just seems like a lot of things that we, of course, come to talk about as far as the other killings that happened. I'm sure back before I was even born, I know we had a lot of killings by our authority figures, police, or whoever it was at the time, as you all may have seen in some of the videos that we had back in the day and that you may see now, MLK, the march and all that kind of stuff. That was going on back then. Of course, we used to speak out. Of course, our truth was always swept up under the rug, that it was not true. We're, I guess, imagining things the way it seems to me. Nobody seems to believe that these things are the truth. The same thing going on today. I mean, I know they have it on camera. I know things are going on. But it just seems like every time that we as the people try to come about, try to say something, which I'm not saying the looting is right. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just speaking about the truth. It just seems like all the truths that we've had have been shut down every single time. That always takes me back to, I know a lot of y'all on here, I don't know, Sharitha, Sean, is it Grace, Dorothy, Nicole, Dion, Sandy. I know a lot of y'all, not saying that you have been, but I know you may know somebody that may have been sexually abused. That's the first thing I think about when I think about your truth being swept up under the rug. A lot of folks have been, especially women, I was, sexually abused as kids. Our families, a lot of time, didn't want to have that come out in the community, or this didn't happen, don't tell nobody this happened, that kind of thing. Or some parents just didn't believe us, it wasn't true. So-and-so did not even do this to you. That's the same thing to me. It reminds me of every time I look at how black folks are treated in this country, as far as all the stuff that we try to, of course, come forth and talk about and tell the truth about. We were always the ones that was always shut down. It wasn't right. It is wrong, or we are imagining things. We had this on us, or we were given this, or whichever the case may be. Like I said, to me, yes, I see why. And I know why, because I was out there with protesting with the Mike Brown, because I'm in St. Louis. So yes, I was out there, of course, in Ferguson protesting as well. Not recently, but when the Mike Brown situation first happened, I guess with my little sign, and I guess almost like every night almost. But like I said, as far as just talking to some of the protesters, of course, a lot of them were, of course, nonviolent. Nobody was doing anything while I was out there. That was several years ago. All that stuff kicked off here in St. Louis. But it just seems like, of course, we hear all these stories. We know all this stuff is going on, but it still seems like as we come forth, actually over the years, since I've been a kid, actually, over the years, I have said stuff to people like, this is going on in my community, this is going on. It's like, oh, that's not true, or we don't have any facts of this. And like I said, a lot of other races may not understand. I hope this will help you all. If not, then I guess you have to do your own research. But like I said, it just seems like a lot of other races don't understand why black people are so upset. Like I said, I'm not saying I'm not saying that the looting and all that kind of stuff is right. We all have a right to protest. I don't care what race you are. There's Native Americans protesting right now for their land as well. Like I said, but it just seems like whenever we came forward with all these things, it was always just, oh, it wasn't true, or it was always the officers against the black folks in the community. Most of the time, yes, we did have black officers. I actually know some. I know some that were working on the SWAT team here in St. Louis, actually. And it just seems like, not from them, but it seemed like all the white ones I've had contact with, and so a lot of their situations wasn't good, I guess, to put it that way. I've had guns drawn on me, actually, out in North County, actually, back when I was in my 20s, over nothing. I didn't even do anything, actually. Going to pick up my friends. Next thing I know, they get in the car, she kissing her guy, hey, how you doing? I'm going to see you later. We're about to go out and eat dinner and go to the movies, all this kind of stuff, and I didn't even get halfway down the street. A whole damn, 30 police cars just came swooping up on us, told us to get out the car with guns drawn, automatic weapons actually drawn on us, all rifles and all this stuff. I'm like, what the hell? I'm not getting on the ground for nobody. I still didn't get on the ground. Like I said, I'm one that don't listen to everything that's told to me. I put it that way. And yes, I'm very rebellious. And some of you all may know that, some of you may not. Like I said, it was just a mess of a situation. I'm like, what is going on? They tore up my car looking for drugs. I'm like, I'm a social worker. We're trying to go out to dinner, trying to eat. Like I said, that was one of the situations. None of us were shot, thankfully. I was in my, I guess my mid-20s. But I'm just sitting up here like, I was very upset, and yes, I was cursing at him. I always do that, because I'm like, you don't respect me, I'm not going to respect you. That's just me. Like I said, I may not do that today. I haven't done it in the last several years. But like I said, it's just like, what the hell you pull me over for what? I'm like, okay, I just picked my friends up. We're trying to go out and eat and have a good time. And I'm like, okay, I just got out of work. So I'm like, now what's the problem? They were saying something about the guys down the street sold drugs. I'm like, I don't even know these people. I'm like, I just came out here to pick them up. So what? What's going on? So, of course, I was one of the officers, just to let you all know, called me all kind, which I called them names back as well, getting all upset with me and all this kind of stuff because I wouldn't get on the ground and follow their directives, I guess. I'm just like, okay, I didn't do nothing. I'm not following anything. And like I said, it took me, I wrote letters like every week to the damn police department, never got a, I'm sorry, never got anything. They let us all go. But it just, what's the point? We are 3 females in our 20s. You jumping out about to shoot all of us for what is literally, it was at least 50 officers with all these cars surrounding us. I'm just like, are you serious now? What's going on? I don't even live out here. So like I said, I've had some horrible experiences as well. Always being pulled over by the police, and they're always white, actually. I'm just like, what is the deal? talk about my light out, this out, and I get out the car, look and see my light's not out. I'm like, you're just trying to give me tickets. What's going on? And it just seemed like I said, I'm not here to just to gripe about that, but it just me trying to, of course, after those situations, actually after every situation that happened, I'm writing the chief of police trying to get some kind of apology, somebody to say something, never got any damn thing. I still haven't got anything. Actually asked the damn chief of police when I was out there protesting with Mike Brown why I never got an apology. I'm sure he should know my name because I wrote letters every goddamn week. The same letter sent it to his office every week. Never got anything. And like I said, it just seemed like that was my truth as far as that situation, a lot of other situations. I never got a I'm sorry, we didn't know, or this, you were the wrong person, nothing. It just seems like that happens to us a lot. And like I said, I'm not trying to make this a black or white issue, but that's usually what it comes down to, especially when we're talking about black communities and all the things that's going on and who's policing us. All of our issues been swept up on the rug. We, of course, over the years kept trying to tell people this was going on, that was going on. People, oh, no, that's not happening, especially other white folks that I knew because, of course, I was a social worker working in the office and the field and that kind of thing. And, oh, hearing the conversations in the office, oh, that couldn't have happened to them. I've never seen that before, all these kind of things. I've heard that a lot, actually. All those niggers have no idea. I've heard that as well. I put it that way at work, too. And I reported. I mean, I do report stuff like that. I don't like stuff like that. You're not going to keep disrespecting me or anybody else that I'm with. I guess I put it that way as well. But like I said, I've had to do those kind of things. And I'm just like, okay, it just seems like all the other races, of course, not like Asian and white and whoever else that does not live inside the black community, it just seems like they always look at us as we're not telling the truth with things. And of course, now they see it on video, of course. And sometimes I'm still hearing, I saw it yesterday and saw it this morning, that it's still not the truth. And, oh, he must have did something. The black man must have did something because the police wouldn't have killed him. I heard that a lot. And I'm just like, okay, how many times do we have to go through this same situation in order for anybody else in this whole world and not to even see the truth? I've been in court with people. The judge is very disrespectful. Police officers very disrespectful. I have seen police officers, I was told not to mention names, but I've seen police officers give people cases, plant drugs in their cars, plant guns in their cars, all kind of stuff, seriously. I've seen that since I was a little kid growing up, actually, in our neighborhood. And everybody, oh, this doesn't happen, I've never seen that, or going to school, people like, oh, that I'm sure that has to happen, she's just lying or whatever else. It happens a lot, it happens all the damn time. A lot of the guys, I'm sure that's in jail right now, or have some of those cases that cases were just given to them because the police officer did not like this black man for whatever reason. I have seen that. I was at court and I have seen that because you can go in anybody's courtroom to actually listen to all these hearings and that kind of thing. I have seen that. And like I said, it's just like, okay, our truth has always been swept up on the rug and is made to look like us black folks are always lying about things. And like I said, I know that's the reason why people are upset. People, which I know it's not right to loot, it's not right to burn things down, because we have to still live in these communities where they're burning stuff down at, which I guess they just want free stuff. I have no idea, but my thing is it doesn't really take all that. I know, like I said, that's not right, but I know that's the reason behind all the stuff that people are upset about. People are upset about not being listened to. What human do you know that does not want to be listened to? Like I said in the beginning of this video, it reminds me back when I was molested, not just me, but other folks have been molested and sexually abused as kids, how some families say, oh, this didn't happen, or try to sweep everything up on the rug like nothing's going on and nothing happened, and you expect everybody just to walk around with smiles on their face and things are dandy. At some point, something's going to blow up and that person's going to get upset, go off or kill somebody, or something else is going to happen. I put it that way. I have seen all kind of stuff, I guess, when people come out with that they've been sexually abused and it's torn families apart and all that kind of stuff. That's exactly what this is doing. Like I said, this is exactly what this reminds me of. And it just seemed like, oh my God, I mean, like I said, we've been telling y'all this years and years and years. At what point did you not think it was going to come to a head? I guess I put it that way. Yes, I know it's not right, like I said, for folks to still be out there shooting or looting or whatever else. No, it's not right, but that's the reason why they're upset. Like I said, I understand that, and I know a lot of people don't, not a lot of people, but some of the protesters may not be thinking as far as how can we make it through this part? How can we work together? Blah, blah, that kind of stuff. They're just upset right now, which I said, I know it's not right, but I mean, I can definitely identify, because I was one of those upset people too, I guess I put it that way. A lot of us have been upset like that. I guess I'd say that as well, whether it was sexual abuse that was hitting our families, or a mental illness that was hitting in our family, or somebody being, I guess, domestically abused, and they didn't want to tell nobody else. It was just in the household only. People are hurting. Like I said, there's a lot of black folks who see all kind of stuff going on in their communities who are definitely hurting. That's, I'm sure, the reason why. Yes, I mean, I think, of course, all the other races that were coming out to assist and stuff like that, because I mean, I met a lot of them when I was out there protesting as well for the Mike Brown stuff a few years ago. But it's just like, okay, we've been telling y'all this for a long time. At some point, I mean, I would think that you would have knew that at some point that it would have blew up at some point, and things would have just got to a head, and things would have just got like it is now, out of hand for the, I don't know how many times in a row. Like I said, I'm not saying that it's right what they're doing, but I'm just saying at some point, people who are hurting, people who have not healed, people who have not been acknowledged in society, people who have constantly been disrespected, to make it seem like the entire race was just bad and we're all gang members and we're all thugs and we can't do nothing with ourselves. That's what I usually hear all the time, actually. I still hear that, actually. But I mean, like I said, that's what, I mean, a lot of us are upset about that. Any person in this world, in this country, whatever country you're in, want to be acknowledged as a person, want to be respected, want to at least be seen, to even say that you're there, you're here, that kind of thing. Most of the time, we don't get that. And like I said, it takes a lot for us to, of course, well, at least for me, I can't say everybody, but put on a smiling face every day just to walk out the house. It's just like, okay, I'm going to the office, I'm going to this place or that place, and you're being looked at all crazy at the store trying to shop. People think you're stealing shit. I'm just like, I've been done like that several times by the little white ladies at the counter and all this. I'm just like, I'm coming to the store, shop, steal my money just like anybody else, but I'm the one being followed. I've had that happen several times. That's why I do not go out to Frontenac, Plaza Frontenac, because of that. It's like a ritzy area, that kind of thing. We went out to the Mac store one day. I didn't even tell this story before, but to buy makeup with a friend of mine who had just got her makeup artist license and things like that. And we're being followed around the little complex. I'm sitting up here like, what is going on? I actually stopped and asked the security guard, I'm like, what is going on? Why do you keep following us store to store, this kind of thing? And he didn't, I'm just walking around doing my, okay. But he claimed he was just walking around doing his beat, I guess, to put it that way. Like I said, the little people in the store kept looking, following us around. Do you need, every 5 minutes. White folks came in the store because I stepped there and watched it. I sat my ass at the front door just sitting there looking at everybody, actually, because I just stopped. Because I said I wasn't supporting those stores, anything, and I'm not going to. Never going to. I don't care if I die tomorrow, I'm still not going to. But like I said, I sat there at that door and watched everybody else that came in that door who were not black. They didn't ask them how they were doing. They didn't follow them around, ask, did you want something? Did you need some help? But my friend, actually, I guess sister-in-law at the time, they kept asking her, do you need something, following behind her every 5 minutes? And like I said, that happens a lot. And Vicina, she said the same exact thing. It happens to us a lot. Like we're just not trusted. And like I said, it's just like, okay, what's the deal? And people don't understand why folks are upset and angry and that kind of thing. At some point, people are going to start, well, I hope speaking out more, I guess I can say, I hope so. But like I said, at some point, our truth was going to come out, I guess I put it that way. We as a people, like I said, we came to this, well, most of us brought to this country against our will. Our truth and anything that we knew, our own religion, our own whatever was taken away from us when we got here and forced to learn the Bible and forced to learn whoever else I guess they put in our face. Forced to, of course, well, we couldn't get any education. I guess, of course, couldn't be educated, at least what some of us were. But they didn't want us to be educated, all those kind of things. And it just seemed like, okay, it's just all the stuff that we've had ripped from us, but it just seems like we're still made to feel like we're nothing. Back in I wasn't born in the civil rights area, that kind of thing. I know people have seen the dogs sicked on people and all that kind of stuff. You might as well say it. I know they don't have dogs now, but of course, what is it called? The tanks, the military stuff like that, of course, is here again, that kind of thing. Like I said, it's just like, well, okay, what's the deal? We're trying to just, well, I guess those out there who are protesting, I guess, are out there trying to protest that kind of thing that were peaceful until whatever happened, I guess, whatever was going on. But like I said, we want to get our truth out as well. And I guess if that's how they want to get their truth out, they should be, of course, besides the violence, allowed to do so. But like I said, it just seems like all the stuff that we've tried to do in this country, from all the inventions that we've had a million, I ain't gonna say, I don't know if it's a million, I have no idea. Black folks have had a lot of inventions, a lot of stuff that we have invented. A lot of that stuff, all those patents were taken from us. A lot of the land that we've had in this state, I guess I can tell you that. A lot of the places that we've had in this state, a lot of land that we've had was taken from us, of course, by other races as well, mostly those who were Caucasian. Like I said, we've had a lot of stuff that was stripped from us for whatever reason, and it just seemed like we're not supposed to have anything. I know we're supposed to have some, because, I mean, I do know that. But like I said, that's just how we're treated here, I guess I put it that way. And people just don't seem to know why we're still upset, and we've been told we're nothing, basically. We barely have, which I know we have a constitution. I think we're 2/3 of a person, still it says in the Constitution. We're not even a whole person, I guess, either still. They may have amended it to say that, but like I said, when it was originally written, we had no rights, and they want to add 2/3, 100 years later, whatever it was. And it just seems like, okay, we still don't have what everybody else seems to have in this country. I'm not sure what it is. I've always wanted, actually, I tried to ask one of the guys I used to go to college with, his family was actually KKK. He wasn't a racist, that kind of thing. I actually ate lunch with him every single day. Lunch, dinner, breakfast, whatever meal we could have together. He was a white guy from Bourbon, Missouri, actually. Talking to him all the time and just trying to figure out what is it that the white people, I guess, that he's around, his family, who don't like black people, what's going on? Why don't they like us? I guess to put it that way. Most of them have never even met a black person. They may have just seen one at the stores. He explained it to me, but it's been ingrained since they were little kids, because he said that's how he was brought up. As a little kid, 1, 2 years old, you hate those niggers, you don't like them, they're nothing, they're this, they're that. And I'm like, okay, for what? I still don't know why. If anybody on here is KKK, let me know, or know somebody, let me know, because I still want to know, actually. I'm just like, okay, what is it? I don't know if people think that we're going to, well, it seems like it's just more of fear, I guess, because they don't know who we are or what we're capable of, is what it seems to me. But like I said, it just blows my mind to just know that all this stuff happens. It's been happening since I was a little kid, I'm sure before that, but I know before that. And it just seems like we were never acknowledged as anything's happening. Speaking about the truth again, like I said in part of this video in the beginning, all the police, all the things that I have seen, like I said, I still remember the police's names. I know what they look like. They're all white, I can tell you that. And I do, they still, some of them actually still work. I put it that way. Some of them don't. But some, I guess in this area or whatever area it was. But like I said, I've seen all those things, how they plant drugs and guns in the car. Oh, this person had a gun, we're going to take them to jail. There was a lot of that going on when I was growing up. And like I said, then to be told that you're lying in court by the police because the police want you to go to jail for whatever reason, like I said, that's very demeaning to us. A lot of our brothers and cousins, and because I got some in jail right now, are in jail for cases that they were just given. Like I said, people don't understand why we're still upset. We've had this stuff happen to us for many years. I know other races have not. I'm pretty sure they haven't, because you don't hear about it. We talk about it all the time, but it's just like we're treated like animals. And speaking about animals, talking to a friend earlier about some animals, actually, about the Chicago people breaking in the zoo or whatever else. But my thing is, it seems like I'm a social worker, which I've said that before. Have worked in the foster care department with kids who were sexually, actually I had a 2-month-old baby that was sexually abused by the father, actually, at the time. That man never got put in jail, even though I tried to fight my ass off. I've had many kids that were hurt like that. Tried to fight against all these parents who were molesting the kids, whatever, or whoever it was molesting the kids, whatever else. They never got put in jail that I know of at the time when I was, the whole 8 years that I worked for the state of Missouri. But here come somebody hit a fucking dog, and they all in jail because they hit a dog, and the animals got more rights than we do. And I'm just like, what do you do? I mean, I just sorry about that, y'all. I'm just like, somebody call my phone and just keep messing up my video. But like I said, it just seems like a lot of animals that we have. Seems like anything, not saying that I love animals to death, but it just seems like they have more rights than we have, it seems like, when it comes to stuff. Nobody's arrested when I don't know, when somebody white kills us or something else going on. I'm just like, okay, what's going on? And it just seems like it happens in every single case. Yes, the animals, of course, we most of the time are arrested when we hit an animal or something like that goes on. But I'm like, okay, what's the deal? We're a person. The animal's not a person. We have rights. We have to live in the country, pay bills, get a job, all these kind of things. But it just seems like we don't have that many rights, I guess I'd say that. And like I said, these truths, I mean, it just really bothers me. Like I said, I know it's just, I can't say I know it's just me, but it just bothers me. I had an uncle that was killed by the police back when I was 22, 21. Actually, no, I was like 20 when I first kind of like went to college. Had an uncle that was killed by the police. They claim he was trying to reach for his gun, which they always said that about black folks. I saw that a lot, which that was not the case, because I was sitting right there while some of them were actually shot and killed and stuff like that back when I was younger. Like I said, that was always the police. He was trying to reach for my gun or trying to reach for this or reach for that. But like I said, I've said that I've tried to write letters and try to do all these things. It was all, I never, like I said, never got a response for anything. But it just seems like, okay, what's the deal? I'm like, okay, I just don't know why the police, it just seems like, have a gripe against our communities. I'm not sure what it is. But like I said, it just seems like, I mean, we have a lot of things that we can do. I'll talk about this at some other point in another video. But this video was more about the truth and just not hiding things anymore, I guess I put it that way. Like I said, it just seems like all the stuff that we've tried to do, all the truth that we've had, it's just all coming to a head. And the only thing I can say, I guess, to end this video, because I'm just going to go ahead and end the video, that I know this situation with the protesting and the looting and that kind of thing is not going to solve all the stuff that's going on. But as far as our history in this country, I guess I put it that way. But like I said, at some point, we're all going to have to, even though we may not want to work together, we're going to have to work together at some point to try to figure out some kind of solutions. I know our black community, like I said, I'll talk about that in a whole other video, probably tomorrow. We're going to have to address our own issues, I guess I put it that way as well, when it comes to other kind of crimes and stuff like that too. Because that's always seemed like it's swept up on the rug and it's not, well, I guess the black on black crime and black shootings and stuff like, I guess I can talk about it now. It just seems like it's not talked about. I mean, it's talked about as being negative in the community, that kind of thing. But I've always lived in communities, it seems like, where stuff like this was going on. And I don't see people out there. There's people who die in this city every single day, I'm sure, from gun violence. There is not anybody protesting for these families or their brother, cousin shot, whoever it was. We don't. I mean, I just don't see that. I don't see why I don't see that. But like, it just seems like every time a police officer does it, even though it's not that many shootings, I'm not trying to downplay anything. But I'm concerned as well for our black on black crime as well. And like I said, I'll talk about that in another video, because that's another one of our situations, our own communities that we have to deal with. I guess I put it that way. Nobody else can come save you from that. That's something that we have to come on and deal with. I guess I put it that way. But like I said, I just hope that whoever's listening to this video, trying to go back up to the top, Sharitha, Sean, Grace, Dorothy, Nicole, Dion, Sandy, Patty, Martin, Will, Alice, Vasina, Makiba, Lynn, Nate, Leah, Christina, Rachel. I just hope that somebody's listening to this video. I hope it clicks, I guess I put it that way, especially if you're not black, that kind of thing, to understand why. I'm pretty sure some of the reasons why people are out there upset, people out there looting. Some of it may be because they want some stuff, I guess I put it that way as well, from the store, I guess. But for some of them are upset. Some of them don't know how to deal with their anger, I guess I put it that way, and just so tired and feel just so defeated. And they don't know what else to do. I know that's a horrible response to just get angry, get upset, go and loot, go and do all these things. But for some, that's how they're dealing with their issues, I guess I put it that way. Until they learn different, until we teach them different, I guess I'd say that. But like I said, I just hope that you all got something from this video besides me cursing. I guess I put it that way. But I just wanted to just come on to the video and just kind of speak my mind, which I always do, speak my mind about these kind of things. But it just seems like, I saw it again. I mean, I just keep seeing it that we don't know what we're talking about, and that's not happening, and it's just these black folks are just dumb, stupid assholes, all this kind of stuff. It's just like, okay, yeah, we have it on video. We can't say that it's a lie now, that kind of thing. But it just seems like it's still some out there who are still saying that it's not the truth, and the black man must have done something, or the black woman must have done something for the police to kill them. And that's usually not the case. Like I said, with all the stories and all the things that I've seen growing up, that's definitely not the case. Yes, I have seen police shoot people. One of them died. Yes, I have seen that. My uncle was killed by the police as well. Like I said, I've seen police plant guns in people's cars, in their pockets, plant weapons in their cars, all kind of things. I have been pulled over, unfortunately, at gunpoint. Actually, that story that I gave in the beginning of the video, that wasn't the only time. There were several times, actually. I'm just like, what is the deal? I'm a woman driving around trying to leave from work, or I'm at work trying to do a visit, being pulled over for no reason. That happened a lot. I can't say every single day, but at least every week, I guess I put it that way. It just seems like it's just and it was always by a white, either male or female. Like I said, I didn't really want to make this about race, but that's what it usually comes to when it comes to talking about our truth and how it's been swept up under the rug for all these years and how it seems like we just don't have any voice anywhere, I guess I put it that way. I know, yes, we can have our own voice. Yes, we can speak like I'm doing on video. But like I said, when it comes to the bigger picture, there's a lot of stuff that's not even looked at, that's usually looked at as we're lying, or that's looked at or they don't know what they're talking about, that's looked at whether this black person is a doctor or not, or got this kind of status that's still a nigger anyway. I have seen that done many a times. And actually, in many places, I guess in many times I put it that way, at the store, all kind of places, at a doctor's office, all kind of things. It just seems like we're just disrespected no matter what kind of degree we hold, no matter what we have. I'm just like, okay, now what is it? I'm just like, now I just don't understand. What else is it? I just don't understand why it's always just seemed like our truth and our history is always hidden all the time. All the slave trade, all has been taken out of most of the history books. As far as, I guess, like the entire story, that kind of thing, I'm just like, okay, what is the deal? We have all this stuff that's going on, but our history is constantly, all over the years, as most of you all probably know, being erased. I'm sure your kids, if you have kids, are not learning about anything about any slavery or black inventions, anything in their school. I'm pretty sure that a lot of this stuff have been taken out the school books. And I'm just like, okay, we've invented a lot of things that I know other folks have patent now, I'll put it that way. But we actually were the inventors of a whole lot of things that we use today. And it's just like, okay, how long are we going to keep having our truth just overlooked all the time? Like I said, we are upset about all the. I'm still upset, as you can tell. I'm not yelling as I was, but I'm upset as well. I'm just seeing all this stuff unfold and seeing all this stuff going on. I understand why they're out in the street upset and looting and doing all these things. Like I said again, I'm not saying this right, but I know why they're upset. We've been oppressed for I don't know how long. It just seems like we just can't get ahead. No matter what kind of degree we hold, no matter what kind of wherever you live at, I guess, whatever neighborhood you stay in, whichever the case, no matter where your kids go to school at, anything, it just seems like we're still oppressed for some reason. I'm pretty sure some of that we can help. I know that, but it just seems like systematically that's how things have always been done. And it just seems like at some point, the truth always comes to light. I know that. I always say that, and it always does. I don't care if it's in this situation or if it's, like I said before, with the child being molested, that's always comes to light. I brought mine to light on her as well. So like I said, it definitely always comes to light. And no, it's not a pretty situation. It's never going to be a pretty situation. People are hurting. People have been unhealed. People are frustrated and upset. People feel demeaned and disrespected. So how do you think folks are going to feel? Like I said, it may not be right for the looting and stuff like that, but people are just upset. And now some other people, of course, seeing what we've been going through, that kind of thing, which I'm glad they do. But like I said, we've been going through this for a long time. At what point are we going to start holding the actual officers accountable for whatever their actions were? At what point are we going to start holding these judges who are in cahoots with the officers, which I've seen that at court as well, and different things that I've been through? When are we going to start holding these folks accountable? I don't understand why. Of course, I saw on the, I don't really look at the news, but I saw, I guess, like a news caption about the autopsy that the police or whoever did in Minnesota, said that the man passed away. It wasn't a homicide. It wasn't this. It wasn't that in their first autopsy. So the family got a second opinion, I guess, like an outside autopsy, that kind of thing, which definitely rules that it was strangulation, or I guess strangulation, I guess death by strangulation. I'm just like, how much do we have to keep going through this just to hear? Again, I'm sure they're going to discredit this doctor who came out with that particular finding. I'm pretty sure that, because I've heard that they are. I think it was a black person actually, but they're going to discredit him, say he's lying, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more of that. I'm just like, what does it take? I just don't understand. If somebody else on here has some opinions or something else, you can hop on video with me and tell me. Because like I said, I just really want to just know what is it. I'm just like, okay, I know there's officers and I know there's judges and that kind of thing, but a lot of them are crooked. We all know that. And it just seems like the folks who know all these things and who, it may be their family member or their cousin, the police officer or whatever else, just being silent and not even saying anything. That's more damaging than just lying on us. we have to be able to speak up to say stuff in order for, of course, people to, of course, listen, to understand, to know what's going on, and to, of course, stand up to the bigotry and the stuff that's going on. If we just sit back and not say anything, nothing happens. Nothing is going to happen. And to me, that's just condoning the whole situation. I don't care if it's the police killing, nobody's saying anything, but you may have saw it back in the day, it could have been the 60s. Folks witnessed, I'm pretty sure, a lot of those hangings and things that were going on. People just sit back. To me, that's just complacency. And that means, of course, that you agree with exactly what those folks were doing. Nobody wanted to speak up. Some people are speaking up now. But like I said, it's just like, okay, what is it? I'm like, okay, you just sit back. And just like the situation here in St. Louis, we had, I don't even know when it was like a few years ago. It was actually on the Metrolink train. I wasn't on there, of course. It was a baseball game going on. Folks were going down to the Busch Stadium. And I remember, I did see that video. There was, I think, some black guys, some black young guys, I guess, was on the train. It was some white folks and that kind of thing. And I don't know what happened. I have no idea. But whatever it was, the train was full of folks. So, of course, folks were standing up, that kind of thing as well, from what I saw. And whatever these guys, they all got into a fight with some white guy, this kind of thing. And folks just sat there on the train, didn't even look their way. Saw the folks sitting up there beating up this man's ass, all this stuff. I'm like, you just sitting there just condoning the stuff like you don't even see it. Turning the blinds out of stuff. I'm like, damn, what does it take? The man getting his ass beat right in front of you. Nobody got up and said, stop, do something. Nobody said anything. The whole entire train was just quiet. All you saw was these boys just beating up this man. I'm like, okay, there was 100 folks on there. I could have beat the shit out of these little kids. I don't care if they was 2 years old. If they big enough to beat somebody's ass, their ass need to be beat as well, in my eyes. I was like, okay, you sit up here and saw this stuff. You just sitting there looking crazy. The man half bloodied and everything else. I'm just like, what? I mean, I just don't, maybe it's just me. I'm just like, why would you just sit there like that? I'm just like, to me, that's definitely, like Patty said, silence is complicit, definitely. I'm just like, why would you just sit there and just not even say anything? That happens a lot. I know there's a lot. I've talked to a lot, of course, white folks. I've talked to Mexicans, everybody. There are some white people who have told me that they're scared to speak up, scared to say this, because their family's this and that, this kind of thing. I'm like, okay, so you're just going to condone everything that's going on, knowing that it's wrong? But like I said, I've talked to many who have told me stuff like that. I'm not calling any names, nothing like that at all, but I'm just like, okay, you just sit there not saying anything, knowing that things are wrong. When are we going to get the strength to even say something? I guess not all, most of us. Because like I said, a lot of us have had a whole lot of stuff go on, and we're just sitting there not saying anything, quiet about it, turning the blinds eye to it. I'm like, what is the point? Then you want to complain about nothing's changing, this kind of thing. I can talk on this video until I'm blue in the face. But if there's nobody else standing up and talking about stuff and trying to, knowing that their cousin is an officer that killed somebody and they think it's funny and all this kind of stuff, I'm sure that has happened. And like I said, I'm just like, okay, are you just going to, just going to sit there and just say nothing? We know these things are going on, and it happens every day. I know that. But like I said, that just kills me. And folks don't understand why us black folks are so upset, why we're so mad, why we're so angry. I can't say every time all day long, but a lot of us, including me, are very upset about this stuff. Like I said, this is just things that just do not have to happen. And like I said, it just happens all the time. At what point, in my eyes, will it stop? I can't say this is going to be the last police killing. I'm pretty sure it's not. In my eyes, it's going to go back to the same thing. And 2 months from down the road, it's going to be the same exact thing. My thing is, at some point, hopefully an officer's choice at some point. I don't know if there was ever any officer in any killing that I have seen in the past that have been charged with anything. And it's just like, okay, do you not see the video? Do you not know that these things are going on? Do you not know these things are the truth that I guess that black folks are telling you? Or you got it on camera, now what's the problem? It just seems like they're always getting off. There's always been the history. So I don't even look at it. I know they arrested one of these officers. I see that. I doubt he's going to be charged. I think it said third-degree murder, I think. But I doubt he's going to serve any time at all. I can tell you that, sadly to say. But like I said, at what point are we going to start holding? I don't care. Nobody's above the law of God in my eyes at all. I don't care what law we have. Of course, we can have all these written laws all we want. But like I said, in God's eyes, we still have to answer to somebody. I guess I put it that way. And at what point do we start holding these folks accountable? Like I said, that's just another blow to us all the time in our communities that no officer has ever been held accountable for his own actions. It's like, okay, they're just the gods over us. And they're not the gods over us, but that's how I feel, and that's how other black folks, I'm sure, feel as well. Like I said, it just seems like at what point will all this stuff stop? I guess I put it that way. I'm going to go ahead and get off here because I can talk about this all night. I just want to thank you all for tuning in. I'll go back and reply to your comments a little bit later on. But like I said, please just think about this. If you know somebody that's an officer or know somebody that's a judge that's crooked, I guess I put it that way, you can always write an anonymous letter to your officials, to whoever you want to write it to, I guess in your neighborhood or your community or in the Supreme Court, whoever you want to write it to get to get this information out there. Like I said, we see this stuff happening, but we have to, of course, speak up in some kind of way. Like I said, yes, I spoke up for a lot of stuff that I've seen in the past. I'm told now to not put names, that kind of thing, because I guess they'll kill me too. I really want to assume that, because I know that happens as well. But I'm just like, at some point, we have to hold folks accountable for their actions, to me at least anyway. I've always been that kind of person that wants to hold somebody accountable for their actions, even myself. I don't care who it is. And it just seems like that if we just keep seeing somebody killed, this person killed, that kind of thing, and the officers constantly getting off, how do you think we're going to feel about that? We're upset about that. That just means that they can just come in our neighborhoods and still plant drugs on us, still give us guns, and say that we have this kind of murder, this kind of thing going on, and nothing's going to ever happen. And like I said, how do you think we feel being policed by these people? And it happens all the time. Like I said, this is not the first time, and it's not going to be the last time. And I'm just asking you all, how do you think we all feel about that? That we have really no rights in our own community, no matter what we say, no matter what we try to do. Either we're going to get killed by the police because they think we can't, outdo them or overtalk them or go above their heads, is what I was told by several police, actually. But I'm just like, okay, at what point do we hold them accountable, though? I mean, it still makes no sense. Like I said, I still haven't, to this day, got an apology from the chief of police in St. Louis County, even though he should know my name still, because I wrote letters every single week. I never got an apology for having guns in my face and all this kind of stuff by all these police officers. Just like, come on now, seriously? But at what point do we hold them accountable? Like I said, I hope at some point we hold them accountable. It may not be this situation, sadly, but like I said, hopefully at some point in the future we start holding these folks accountable, because they're not God in my eyes, and they're never going to be. So I guess I'll just go ahead and end it with that. But like I said, just definitely I hope something stuck out in your head in this talk or in this video. And I will come back on. It will not be today, but it will be sometime this week to address the black community with the issues that I have as well. I know it's probably going to sound like a rant, but this one is too. That's fine. But like I said, I have a lot of stuff that's going through my mind. I couldn't even sleep. I didn't go to bed. It's like 2 o'clock this morning. Was up Saturday morning crying all damn morning. I was just so upset. I want to go kill somebody because I was all upset. And I'm like, I'm just tired of hearing this stuff. Not I'm going to kill somebody for real, but like I said, I'm just tired of this stuff just going on and nothing's happening. It just seems like a lot of stuff that we see and we do is not, there's nothing happening, and nobody has any kind of recourse of anything. But they do whatever they're going to do in our communities and come hurt us. And I've seen houses kicked in, the officers just tore up the whole fucking house, actually. Several times I've seen that in many houses I've been in. There was no drugs in the house, whatever they were looking for, I guess. But they came in, bust walls out, tore down doors, all kind of stuff. Like I said, I've seen all kind of stuff since I was growing up. And yes, that was here in St. Louis City. I put it that way, because that's the only places I've stayed. Like I said, that has happened a lot. But then when it came time for that family to, of course, attempt to press charges against the police, oh, they didn't do that, and it wasn't their fault. And I was sitting right there, even though I was a kid. I said, yes, it was. And I was still, oh, she's stupid, she's little, whichever the case may be. But I'm just like, okay, I don't know. Like I said, at what point are we going to start holding these folks accountable? Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and, I guess, get off of here. I just want to thank you all again for tuning in. For all those, Vasina, Patty, Christina, Sharitha was on here, I think, Rachel, Leah, Nate, Will, all you all, thank you all for tuning in. And I just hope something stuck out to you all in this video, y'all. Everybody have a great night. Well, yeah, you all have a great night. Take care, y'all. Bye-bye.